Hello, this is Jay Thomas, and I am the Executive Director of Secondary Education. And along with several of my colleagues, we want to give you an overview and purpose of what we call high school redesign. So first, let's start with ACPS foundations. Our vision is that our learners are engaged in authentic, challenging, and relevant learning experiences. And we want them to become lifelong learners and contributors in our society. Our mission is that working together as a team, we will end the predictive value of race, class, gender, and special capacities of our students. And how do we do this? We do this through high quality teaching and learning for all. We want to get to know all of our students. Our values are equity, excellence, family and community, and wellness. And our strategic goals are thriving students, empowering communities, and equitable access. So, high school redesign. Several years ago, we started with high school redesign to discuss, as our high school started expanding, what should we do? Should we build a new high school? Should we look at other opportunities? And the school board at the time conducted a survey. So the high school facilities planning study conducted a study to best address the capacity needs and future enrollment of Albemarle County Public Schools. The final report was completed in December of 2017. The study includes concepts of how High School 2022, which is what it was called at first, can be implemented across the entire school division. We view our high school as having 4,000 students, one high school of 4,000 students that are separated across a lot of divisions throughout the division. So our goal was, regardless of the building that you attend, how do we open up opportunities for students throughout our division? The primary focus is to find ways to give every student access to opportunities that support their passion, whether they be in their school building or another school building or facility. The findings from this study have been used to rethink how we envision high schools in Albemarle County, which led to our current work that includes the various components of high school redesign that we'll discuss today. So a timeline of our work began back in 2015. So at that time, the high schools, we knew that we were starting to get at or over capacity, and we put together what we called a High School 2022 planning group, and that involved all four of our high schools. We had administrators, counselors, teachers from that school that went back and had conversations with their staff, with the students, with their families to gain input on the high school experience and how could we continue to make a wonderful high school experience even better. In December of 2017, as we just talked about, the High School Facilities Planning Study presented their findings to Albemarle County School Board. 2017 to present, we've actually been working on high school redesign strategic teams, beginning the planning and implementation of the different components that we're going to talk about today in high school redesign. And in the fall of 2023 is when we will have opportunities for the expansion of our learning communities, what we're calling our career learning communities, to be in our schools and open up to our students. So what are those components of high school redesign that we've been talking about? And there's several arms here that you can see. So the first one is updates to our program of studies, the expanding and opening of opportunities for our students, all students in our buildings, regardless of where they attend. We believe when students and families are informed about their learning opportunities and understand how to access them, they will embrace learning, excel in their work, and show a readiness for college or career work. The next one is implementation of our new learning management system, which is Schoology. We believe students will have equitable access to classroom experiences that are challenging while providing scaffolding and support to support all of our students. Curriculum, assessment, and instruction. We believe students have equity of access to robust learning experiences in classrooms that are learning-centered, assessed-centered, instruction-centered, and community-centered. We've already eliminated weighted grades for our students that will be entering high school next year. We'll have limitations on advanced placement classes that will again begin with our current 8th graders, our rising 9th graders. We've been working on our grading philosophy and having a lot of conversations around that, bringing in national and international experts to work with our staff and have conversations about grading. And the re-envisioning and updates of our curriculum maps and pacing guides. that work is being done with our teachers. Next arm is expansion of our career learning centers, the communities. We believe students are more engaged with school and their learning when their interests are visible in their schooling. Students will have access to a wide range of opportunities representative of their interests. And the last is facilities and constructions. All high school facilities will support contemporary schooling and a student-centered experience. On the next slide here, you can actually see a list of the resources we've had. We've done a lot of work, and we have all this on our website. So some of it is just on our website, at our ACPS or Albemarle County website, and some of it's specifically on the Albemarle County website under High School Redesign. We've linked these all here for you on slide number 8 so that you can see, but again, they are all available on our website.
Hi, I'm Megan Maynard, lead coach from the Department of Instruction for Career and Technical Education and Virtual Learning. Today I'm going to be sharing a little bit about the updates to the program of studies and the learning management system as they relate to high school redesign. As we began the high school redesign process, we started by taking a comprehensive look at our existing programmatic and course offerings to find ways to give every student access to diverse and robust opportunities that support their passions and interests in order to embrace learning, excel in their work, and show a readiness for career and/or college. Through updates to the online program of studies, students and families are better informed about their learning options and understand how to access them. During the comprehensive review process, teams began to identify and remove barriers to course participation, such as unnecessary prerequisites and applications. Additionally, all courses now align to state and national course codes and course descriptions following the national SCED model. Along with course changes, the following changes will be implemented in the program of studies and will affect students entering their freshman year in the fall of 2022. Grades will be unweighted so that all courses will be worth the same total grade points. In addition, as this cohort of students progresses through high school, students will be limited to no more than 9 AP classes total between their sophomore and senior years. In redesigning the high school experience, we wanted students to have equitable access to classroom experiences that are challenging while providing scaffolding and support to all students. An important component of the scaffolded supports for students is our learning management system. Through Schoology, our current learning management system, students have anytime, anywhere, one-stop access to curriculum and instruction. This system supports our students to be autonomous learners and allows for flexible delivery of instructional resources.
Hello everyone, I'm Pat McLaughlin, the Chief of Strategic Planning for the School Division, and I'd like to share with you some plans around our high school schedule. One of the key goals that we have in Learning for All, our division strategic plan, is stated on this slide, and that's that we will develop structures that support students' academic mental health for both proactive and intervention purposes. We will ensure that academic time demands placed on students allow them adequate time to pursue their personal interests, including enrichment activities, lifelong learning, and career goals. This goal grew from an issue we've been studying for multiple years, the dilemma of student stress levels, particularly for our high school students. Our work around this topic predated the global pandemic, and the impact of COVID-19 has certainly made the well-being and mental health of our students more important than ever. One of our key responsibilities as educators is to ensure a positive school-life balance for our students. Academic expectations for our students are and will continue to remain high, but it's crucial that we develop structures that allow students to have time to pursue personal interests outside of academics, including sports, after-school jobs, or any area of personal interest they wish to pursue. To further this goal, we've developed 3 key strategies. The first of these is the elimination of weighted grades. Through our conversations with students, it became clear that the practice of weighting grades for honors level courses was a barrier to students pursuing their interests in school. The reason for this is that taking an unweighted elective class, such as engineering or art, would actually lower a student's overall GPA in a weighted system. To mitigate this barrier, the class of 2026 will no longer have weighted grades for honors level courses. The second strategy that we're implementing for the class of 2026 is a cap on the number of AP courses that a student may take. Again, based on student feedback, it's become clear that students are taking high numbers of AP courses not because of a deep personal interest in the subject matter, but because they feel having more AP courses than a peer gives them advantage in the college admissions process. And finally, and what I'm here to talk a little bit more about tonight, is a change to our high school schedule that will start in the 23-24 school year. Just before the pandemic hit, we asked our high school students what was important to them as we considered changes to our high school schedule. Around 80% indicated that time during the school day to meet with teachers, counselors, and mentors was important to them. Over 70% indicated that it was important to have time available on the schedule to leave campus for opportunities such as internships, mentorships, and job shadowing. Over 70% also indicated that having time in the day to work collaboratively or independently on school assignments was important to them. And so with that feedback in mind, we began work to develop a high school schedule that would allow for all of those things. Currently, as you can see in the chart on the left-hand side of the screen, our high school students have 8 academic periods of about 85 minutes each. Each school also has a shorter intervention period each day. Our new schedule, that you can see in the chart on the right, will offer students 7 academic courses per year and will have a dedicated full period every other day for academic intervention and enrichment. During this intervention and enrichment period, students will have the opportunity to participate in clubs and other activities and also have access to their teachers for targeted small group academic support. We feel that this schedule will allow all students to have dedicated time to meet with teachers and counselors, to leave campus for opportunities such as internships and job shadowing, and to have time during the school day to work on collaborative projects and complete their own schoolwork. So I'll conclude tonight by bringing us back to our strategic plan. One of our key goals for this plan is to develop the structures that will support students' academic mental health for both proactive and intervention purposes, that will ensure the academic time demands are placed on students, allow them adequate time to pursue their personal interests, including enrichment, activities, lifelong learning, and career goals. We feel that this step will support our work to find a balanced experience for all of our students.
My name is Natalie Farrell, and I am the lead coach for Mathematics K-12 in ACPS, and also the chairperson for the Curriculum Assessment and Instruction Subcommittee. In September of 2020, our school board adopted a policy on grading practices. In the policy, we state that grading practices in ACPS shall be consistent, accurate, and supportive of student learning. In order to accomplish this, we have initiated 3 strategies to support our work. The first is to develop robust professional learning for administrators and teachers to build their capacity in grading practices and procedures, to monitor development of the policy and implementation, and to create common standard sets for content areas across the division. Updates to grading practices are overdue. We've consulted with and learned from many experts in the field to better align our practices to those that enhance learning and seek to develop strategies within students that support motivation and a love of learning. This timeline shows the journey we're on to create a better, more well-rounded, and standards-based reporting system. In 2018, we started with a survey for teachers and students, and the following summer launched professional learning for teachers and principals with Ken O'Connor. We've continued that professional learning, adding different experts along the way, and currently we are in the orange stage in 2021 of implementing new guidelines, piloting standards-based grading, and adding more teachers to the professional learning sessions.
My name is Katina Dudley. I am the lead coach for science in Albemarle County Public Schools. I am leading the career learning community development. As we consider high school redesign, we know that students will be more engaged with school and their learning when their interests are visible in their schooling. Career learning communities will allow students to explore their interests based on career pathways. As part of our strategic plan, ACPS will increase student engagement in their own learning, in the school culture, and in student governance. One strategy of this objective will include the development of learning pathways that align with Virginia's career pathways, with exposure to career pathways beginning in elementary school. Virginia's career pathways are organized into 17 career clusters. These career clusters can be used to help more students to access pathways that lead to viable careers. Research suggests that motivation to learn is influenced by 1. The multiple goals that individuals construct for themselves as a result of their life and school experiences, and 2. The sociocultural context in which learning takes place. Educators can attend to students' engagement, persistence, and performance by creating learning experiences that students value, support students' sense of control and autonomy, and by creating an emotional, supportive environment for students to thrive. As part of the strategic goal, ACPS will facilitate learning experiences grounded in high expectations, networks of care, and student curiosity to ensure academic and social emotional development for all students while eliminating opportunity, access, and achievement gaps. The purpose of career learning communities. Career learning communities will open opportunities for all students. Students will be supported to achieve their best. Career learning communities will leverage student interest. By expanding these opportunities, students will be able to participate in learning experiences they value in learning environments that will allow students to come together across schools to access that expertise. Career learning communities will prepare students for post-secondary experience. Learning communities will emphasize knowledge, skills, and dispositions desired by colleges and employers. Educators will be able to leverage student interest and relevant learning experiences to support student success in rigorous coursework. In 2023, we plan to expand our current academies as we develop additional learning communities. These career learning communities are aligned to Virginia's 17 career clusters. As we develop plans of study for each learning community, existing academic and elective courses will be organized to support the goals of the learning community. There will be opportunities for the development of new courses as well. All learning communities will serve students in grades 10 through 12, and all students will have an opportunity to express interest to these learning communities during their freshman year of high school. Our current academy model requires that students register at the high school that offers the academy students are interested in participating. Students then become a full-time student at the academy school and participate in extracurricular activities at that school. In 2023, students interested in participating in a learning community will attend that school on A or B days. Student schedules are built with courses on A days and courses on B days. If their learning community courses meet on B days, then they will attend that school on B days, and their base school on A days. Students will participate in extracurricular activities at their base high school. School counselors will work with students to build their schedules in order to best accommodate student course requests. In the example above, a student attends Albemarle High School. The student is interested in attending the Health and Medical Sciences Learning Community. On A days, the students will attend Albemarle High School, and their course schedule might be Health and PE, World Language, Math, and their Intervention and Enrichment period. On B days, they will attend Monticello High School, where their career learning community meets, and those students will take their science and their elective course with the Health and Medical Sciences Learning Community, and Social Studies and English. This decision will be made with the student and the counselor meeting to again accommodate the student's course request. We currently have 6 buildings, and each of our buildings will house career learning communities. Career learning communities will each be designed by career clusters which are groupings of occupations in industry that are used for organizing curriculum design and career counseling and guidance. Within each career cluster, there are multiple career pathways that represent a common set of skills and knowledge, both academic and technical, necessary to pursue a full range of career opportunities within that pathway, ranging from entry level to management, including technical and professional career specialties. These are our current high school offerings and where each of these offerings is located. We currently have 6 buildings that offer 4 academies and various career pathways. As we expand on career learning communities, we plan to organize curriculum design to support 8 additional learning communities that support additional pathways in order to expose students to a wider range of career opportunities within each pathway. Albemarle County Public Schools is committed to providing authentic experiences for all students. By expanding learning communities, students will be able to pursue personal interests that will allow them to learn more about their lifelong learning and career goals. By removing barriers, such as an application or prerequisite courses, we are allowing all students to pursue any course of study which interests them.
I'm Rosalind Schmidt, Chief Operating Officer. In this section, I will be discussing our high school facilities. To support high school redesign initiatives, it is critical that our students and staff have adequate spaces to support contemporary instructional programs. Adequate space means that there is not only enough space, capacity in other words, but also the right types of spaces. I will speak to the steps ACPS is taking to ensure our facilities will support a student-centered experience. As mentioned earlier, the school board received and approved recommendations from a high school facility planning study. That was back in 2017. After the board approved the recommendations, Center 1 opened to provide proof of concept. This is leased space in Seminole Place. The capital project was developed to build a second center. High School Center 2 was fully funded, a location identified, and design began. Unfortunately, due to the uncertainty of the economic impact of COVID, capital funding was reviewed and the new CIP did not include funding for Center 2 construction. Funding will be reviewed again in this upcoming budget cycle, and we are optimistic that the project will be prioritized highly. Attention has been placed on existing schools as well, including updating science labs and other renovation projects. A more comprehensive master plan for renovations at Albemarle and Western Albemarle, our 2 older high schools, is underway and will be complete this spring and will inform renovation projects going forward. To give you some visuals, here are some pictures of current outdated classrooms. Compare them to these recently completed projects. These spaces have adequate access to power and updated technology. They promote flexibility and collaboration. Lastly, I will end with some renderings by Quinn Evans Architects of what High School Center 2 will look like. Here is an exterior view and an interior view. We are excited about the possibilities and hope this project can come to fruition soon. For additional resources on the topic of facilities and construction, you can reference the facilities planning study linked here, or recently the school board held a work session on the topic in October. The slides from that meeting are linked here as well.